The Supreme Court has stated that all stray dogs in Delhi NCR must be shifted away from residential localities, and any organization that blocks this exercise will face the strictest action. The order comes amid the rise in cases of dog bites and deaths due to rabies. The court said it will hear arguments only from the centre, and no petitioners from dog lovers or any other party will be heard on this subject. The bench of Justice G.B. Pardiwala and Justice R. Mahadevan stated, "We are not doing this for us. It is for the public's interest. So no sentiments of any nature should be involved. Action should be taken at the earliest." My colleague Sambhav Sharma joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Sambhav, that's of course a big statement, a big news that we are tracking at this point in time. What more can you tell us?
Well, absolutely. When it comes to stray dog menace in Delhi NCR, earlier Delhi High Court has passed some strict observation. Now it's the top court of the country, and it's not the first hearing in the Supreme Court. Consecutively, one after other, Supreme Court is hearing this matter, and now big observations by the Supreme Court in the Delhi stray dog menace. Supreme Court has said very clearly, pick up all strays and these stray dogs from locality within 8 weeks and move them to shelter homes, and also take immediate steps to set up dog shelters. And so the top court of the country has directed the Delhi government, MCD and NDMC to take certain steps, capture dogs, sterilize them, immunize them. So this is very important here. The Supreme Court is saying that captured dogs should be sterilized and immunized. And also, the Supreme Court has said that no dog be put in shelter home shall be released. Again, a very important observation where the Supreme Court is saying, and also Supreme Court said, term this whole incident as alarming and disturbing. Earlier, Supreme Court had taken this suo motu cognizance of a petition of the growing menace of the stray dog attacks in Delhi NCR, and bench has taken the suo motu cognizance of the issue, and now the Supreme Court today has passed these directions, and this could be a big order aimed at ending the Delhi stray dog menace.
Right, absolutely, Sambhav. Now, this big order that has been passed by the Supreme Court, it affects many lives. We've of course seen many dog attacks in the recent past. One, of course, instance flashing right on your screens. As far as this order is concerned, clearly it's going to have a very big impact.
Well, absolutely, and also when we talk about the actions taken by the institutions like MCD and the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, they have announced that it will upgrade, and they will upgrade animal birth centers and also roll out zone-wise anti-rabies awareness drive to tackle this stray dog problem in the national capital. However, lot is to be done, because earlier Delhi High Court had also asked the Delhi government and authorities, and earlier Supreme Court had also came down heavily on this stray dog menace, and also many stern warnings were raised by the top court earlier this month, or in the last month, in the different bench of the Supreme Court. They came down heavily on this stray dog menace and the rabies bite, and said that if you want to feed the dog, feed the dog in your house, not on the street. Such kind of statements, remarks were made by the Supreme Court, and now when the Supreme Court has directed that all stray dogs in Delhi NCR be
absolutely. Sambhav, stay on with us. We're in fact being joined by Mr. Rajat Saxena, animal activist. So thank you so much for your time on Newsx. I want to understand from you, do you think this, the Supreme Court now directing authorities to keep stray dogs in shelters, do you think it's a practical, a constructive move, considering the fact that it's going to be both beneficial for the dogs who are going to be given food and for the people who are there on the ground. We've seen multiple such instances where just locals are walking and they're attacked by dogs.
So basically, I completely disagree with this perspective that they should be kept in a shelter. They have lived at the places where they were born, and relocation is not the solution. The only solution is sterilization and vaccination as much as possible, and collaborate with the volunteers and animal caretakers and take the decisions accordingly in favor of both humans and animals.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing our perspectives. In fact, we have some more breaking news that we're tracking as far as this order is concerned. Following the Apex Court's order on stray dogs, the court said that the shelters must have professionals who can tackle dogs carrying out sterilization and immunization. And these dogs should not be left out. CCTVs, the court said, must be installed to ensure that dogs cannot escape from these shelters. The civic authorities have also been instructed to start a helpline for reporting dog bite cases. Sambhav is still with us on the broadcast. Sambhav, take our viewers through the details that we are tracking at this point in time as far as the Apex Court's order is concerned.
Well, absolutely. Here, the bench of Justice J.B. Partiwala and Justice R. Madhavan said that as of now, dog shelters be created to accommodate around 5,000 stray dogs, and sufficient personnel should be deployed there to sterilize and immunize these canines. And also, the Supreme Court has said that we are issuing these directions, keeping large public interest in mind. This is very important, again, very important observation that the Supreme Court is clear in its perspective, and that they are issuing this direction, the judges have issued this direction, keeping the large public interest in mind. And also the Supreme Court, because I was present in the hearing, I heard the top court saying that infants, young children should not at any cost fall prey to these stray dog bites and also leading to rabies. So these were the observations made by the two-judge bench of the Supreme Court, and passed these directions. And because this was a suo motu case on a dog bite incident in the national capital, and the Supreme Court has directed the Delhi government to begin picking up the stray dogs from all localities and keeping them at shelters and not release them back onto street, colonies and public places. So the Supreme Court is very much clear when it comes to dealing with the stray dog menace, and Supreme Court has also observed that this situation is quite grim in nature and directed the Municipal Corporation of Delhi to start picking up stray dogs and also creating a helpline to facilitate this particular task.
Okay, all right, Sambhav, stay on with us as we track some more developments. But before we do that, we're also in fact, okay, all right. In fact, we have some breaking news coming in. The Supreme Court has asked civic authorities to decide how they want to go about the job and added that they can form a dedicated force for it if they want to. The court also added that anyone blocking the exercise would face actions for the contempt of court. Sambhav is still with us on the broadcast. Sambhav, take us through the details.
Although the detailed order copy is to be uploaded on the Supreme Court's website, however, what oral remarks were made while passing the orders are very much clear, because I was there when the top court was passing these directions, and the Supreme Court has directed that all stray dogs in Delhi and the NCR, that is National Capital Region, be rounded up within 8 weeks. So the top court has given 8 weeks time to the Delhi government, and the top court has made it clear that they should be rounded up and to be housed dedicated to the dog shelters to be set up by the civic authorities And also, the Supreme Court two-judge bench has made it clear that no captured animal will be released back onto the streets. A dedicated helpline is to be formed, and the Supreme Court has directed the Delhi NCR authorities to set up this particular dedicated helpline so that all dog bite complaints can be registered with within 4 hours of the complaint. Now, again, the Supreme Court is very much clear that within 4 hours of the complaint, it should be registered and dedicated helpline is to be created for this. And what the bench has observed, and I am quoting here, that round up all stray dogs from all localities, including localities on the outskirts of Delhi, that is, they wanted to say the NCR area, and shift them to some other place, whether sterilized or not sterilized. The society must feel free and safe. So keeping the society's safety in mind, the Supreme Court has come up with these directions. The Supreme Court has come up with this particular order, and also the top court in its order has said that you should not have any stray dog roaming around. This shows that the Supreme Court vision perspective towards this stray dog menace is very much clear, and Supreme Court is clear that there must not be any stray dog roaming around. And this is one of its kind order by the Supreme Court of India. And here the Supreme Court has made its stand very clear that all stray dogs to be removed from Delhi NCR streets within 8 weeks.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.